Hey, what's going on, family? My name is Lyric, and I'm the founder of National Black-Owned Business Network. And if you are catching this video, that means that you have the guide, the Build Your Business Credit. It's a step-by-step guide to building a solid foundation of business credit. If you got that guide, then this video is to partner along with that to give you a walkthrough on it, because I didn't just want to give you a PDF of information, a lot of information, and get you overwhelmed with like, where do I start? Where do I go? How do I do this? I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide. We're going to walk through this. This video is to supplement that, and we're going to get right into it right after this. All right, everybody. Again, my name is Lyric, and we're going to go through the Build Your Business Credit. It's a step-by-step guide of solid foundation for business credit. And we're going to talk about a few things. I'm going to discuss with you a few different types of credits that are out there. I got my notes here. I'm going to have to refer back and forward to them. If you see me looking off in the camera, it's because I'm looking at the different windows I have up in front of me, okay? So first things first, we're going to go through the different types of credit that this guide guides you through. I don't touch on all the different credits, but this is something to give you a solid foundation to build business credit, right? To give you the options that a lot of different suppliers, a lot of different businesses have the luxury of having because they're a business. So you can stop coming out of your pocket with cash, and you can manage your cash flow better by having credit as a supplement. Now, I'm going to repeat that. This credit foundation is not something that you sit and you spend. You still are responsible for paying this back. Your business have to have some kind of cash flow. But what credit does for you is that it gives you a spread of your cash flow. If you only had $100 in a month and you have a little bit of credit, you can stretch that out as you make more money throughout the month by putting credit into play and buying assets that you can utilize to make more money. All right, so we're going to go through it. We're going to get into it right now. And I thank you guys for tuning in with me. National Black-Owned Business Network is working to be a beacon of support for Black-owned businesses in a way that you've never had it before. A 21st century version of support for you. So let's get into it. I'm going to show you guys my screen. Let me get to it. Let's see. Here we go. So this is the Build Business Credit, a step-by-step guide to a solid business credit foundation. If you do not have this guide, you need to reach out to me. You can hit me up at, let me show you. Oh, sorry. Let me get back to it. You can hit me up at, show you down here at the bottom. You can hit me here. You can reach me at my phone number at 614-541-3934. That reaches directly to me. And if you want to receive this guide and you have not gotten this guide, that is where you reach me at. If you want to text me, you can text me or call me. It's fine. Or you can reach me at email at lyric@mbobnetwork.com. So let's go, guys. Let's get into this. So let me get into it. All right. So what we got here? First page. Before we get into these checkpoints, right? I have a handy dandy checklist of things that you need to do before you can establish your business credit, right? There is different types of business credit that I mentioned before. There's about 5 to 6 types, but I'm only going to talk about 4 because that's what this guide touches on. Okay, so the first one is your vendor credit, right? That's the credit that you get with a 30 to 60 to 90 net 30, net 60, net 90, net 120 credit options, and that kind of spreads out when you need to get supplies or you need to get products that help you run your business. You can get those things through vendor credit, which gives you the opportunity. And I'm going to give you a list of those companies or different companies that actually report to give you credit, because not all net 60s and net 30s and all those actually report to credit bureaus that matter for your business credit. But I'm going to give you a list of some that do. That's going to be the tool of this, is that I'm giving you something that kind of hones in on the information that you really need. So it's not like you're Googling and researching all this stuff. So I'm providing this to you guys absolutely free. All right, so the second one is a supplier credit. That's a credit that you can get from a specific supplier that that extends you a line of credit that you can buy and pay over time on whatever standards or whatever net terms that you guys agree to. Net terms is basically whether you pay in 30 days, 15 days, 40 days, 20 days, 50, 35 days. However that played, that's where your supplier credit comes in. That's more of a direct relationship that you would have with a supplier. The third one I'm going to talk about is the retail credit. That's more of like your shirts, your apparel, your brand building stuff that you would buy. Like, in this guide, I have a list of those as well that actually report to the credit bureau. And by having an account, they extend you a line of credit. You use that credit, you pay it off in the terms before the terms come through, and then it builds up your credit, right? And the last one is service credit. That's something like having service through having service through different cell phones company with your business. And all these things that I'm going to talk about in this guide, it's all about using your EIN. A lot of you would think that having an LLC is all you need, when in fact, you need other things in place with the LLC to really be a credible business. And the steps is going to build you up to getting business credit. It's also just things you're going to need in general to validate your business when people go and look for your business. When people go and, when you try to go get a loan, these are things that these businesses are going to look for. They're going to look for your credit score. They're going to look for your delinquency score, your paydex score. They're going to look for your Equifax and your TransUnion. So these things are important because your business has its own entity, right? If you are an LLC, your business is its own entity. I repeat, this business credit building is specifically for those with an LLC. It's very important that you understand that, because if you are a sole proprietorship or a sole partnership, then your business is your personal self is liable for anything that you do, liable for your credit. So you would have to personally guarantee anything that relies on credit because you are a sole proprietorship or a partnership. When it comes to an LLC, it is its own entity, so you treat it as its own human being, right? Think of it as it's a whole other you. Okay, so we're gonna get into this guide. Great stuff. I hope that's information that kind of gets you prepared mentally for what we're going to go through. We talked about vendor, supplier, retail, and service credit. And I'm going to give you a list of different credit things, or credit companies that actually will give you a startup for credit, and you can build up to other things and move on forward all the way until you're getting like actual big credit loans. So this is a quick guide for that. All right. So let's get into the presentation. So first things first, if you have not done this yet, this is very, very straightforward. You have not done this yet, get your business name. Whatever your business name is, think of your business name. Figure out wherever you're going to do business, where is it going to be located. And you can use, and when it comes to an address, something that I learned on the back end of it is that when you're using an address, I know a lot of us use our home address because we don't have an agent that we signed up with to get an LLC. We just did it, and we was like, all right, I'm gonna just put my address on it. But the thing about doing your address is that it's your personal address, and anybody can like basically look up your business and see where you live. But there's also other options that you could use to have an address. You can actually pay for a virtual address where it just forwards to you through that address. Whatever sends to that address, it forwards to you. No one ever actually knows your business name, your business address, right? The third thing is real easy, not real easy to do, but real easy. Apply for your LLC. You can be your own registered agent. You could use your own home. So that's a thing. It's not that big of a deal. If you need help filing for your LLC, reach out to me. I have resources. I know people that can get you on the ball with that. If you're using a virtual address, I advise to hire a registered agent, because that person is going to be the one that's taking all the mail, anything that comes to your business. Somebody actually filters it out for you. The second thing is, this is a very, very important, is that you need to go to the irs.gov and apply for your EIN. It's very simple. It's very, very simple. Apply for your EIN. It doesn't take that much time. It takes about 5 to 15 minutes, depending on how much information you need to put on there. Doesn't take that long. Real easy process. You get your once they go through the process of making sure that your business name is what it is. They also give you an EIN attached to it. Now you have a business social security, right? Hopefully I'm not going through this fast, but I want to get to the good stuff. This is the good stuff too, but this is very straightforward. You should already know this. Now this thing is probably the biggest step that most minority businesses skip over because they do not know that this thing exists. It is extremely important that you get a DUNS number, dnb.com, and you can get a DUNS number. It is free to get a DUNS number. It takes about 30 days for them to give you your number, but you can actually, there's ways that you can get it actually sooner by going to their Credit Plus or the Credit Signal. They got a few options, payment options that you can do that they'll give you your DUNS number actually a lot faster. But make sure you get this. This is an extreme critical step. The EIN is an extreme critical step in applying for your LLC. Extreme critical step. All right. Make a business logo. You do need a brand. You do want to have something that people can go find and go see and have it sitting somewhere. Have a business logo. That's just your steps to starting your business, right? This is not necessarily tied to business credit, but it's tied to starting your business. Simple stuff. Get a business made. You can do it on Canva.com. It's free. Or you can get the paid version and get really cool stuff, but it's not hard to find a logo these days. All right. Get a business telephone number, local and toll free. Two different things about that. You could do those. You could do a local one. I don't have a toll free, and I'm still building my business credit, but get a business telephone number, and that is super simple, right? You don't have to get a whole new phone to get a business phone number. You can actually get these different things they call VoIP apps, right? They call VoIP apps, Voice over IP apps. And these VoIP apps is like something like Line 2. Line 2 is what I use. And basically you can have an entirely phone number that's associated with your phone service that runs on internet. When you have internet, you can actually utilize that phone to send text messages and calls. Basically a business number. I use that number for everything business related. It comes right to my phone. I have one device, and it comes right to my phone. All right. Now, this is another critical step. Register your business number with 411. It's not hard at all. It takes about 45 seconds to a minute to register your number with 411. Highly important, because what happens is these creditors, these businesses, they go and look to see if you actually exist on 411. So you get those four things: your 411, your business telephone number, your DUNS number, EIN, and your LLC. I think that's 5. If you have those 5 things minimally, you will start. You have the capabilities of starting something, right? The next thing is extremely critical. The Luminu platform is also, it's a listing site, right? Not only will it bring you business being a part of a local listing site, but when they research you and it's ranking, they will be able to find your business on this ranking. When they just type in your business name in Google, you will be ranked. So being on a local listing is extremely important as well. I guess everything is going to be extremely important. I'm going to use that term a lot, and I'm going to overuse it, but everything is important. These steps are extremely critical. Not all of them are critical. All of them are pretty critical. You don't need a virtual address if you don't need one. There's ways that you could use your home address. It's not really that critical. Get your business a simple one-page website unless you need something with more pages, right? So this is all about your brand. This is all about your brand. The stronger your brand is on the internet, the easier it is for you to obtain business credit because they can find you, right? This is a good step to have. It's not critical, not end of the game, but at the same time, you do need a website. You do need a domain. You will need an email address. It makes you more credible when you have an email address associated to your business. So like mine, you've seen that mine is lyric@mbob.com, mbobnetwork.com. That is my name, domain.com. Simple. find your NAICS, your SIC code. When you open up a bank account, you need to have this code. You need to know what industry do you fall in. And you can find that just by going to NAICS. Just Google it. It'll take you to a government site. You can look at the Bureau of Labor Statistics and have a list of the SIC codes that are associated with your industry. Make sure you go in there and find your industry, because when you open up a bank account, you are going to need this. This next thing, extremely important, you need to open up a business bank account. And it's not hard. Put a little funds in to open up a business bank account. I'm not going to refer any business banks on this webinar, but there are banks that you can reach out, that you can sign up to, that is pretty good locally. Wherever you are, it's pretty good locally. That are, that have pretty nice size amount of chains around the country that will give you, that have a local feel, that can give you low fees and all that good stuff. So I'm not going to give you any names right now, but what I can say is look for something that's local and small, that supports black-owned businesses, or supports small businesses in general. Now, this next step is probably the most extremely important step that you need to understand. You must freeze your credit. Now, hear me out. I know it sounds crazy. It only takes about 3 minutes to do this, right? You can go to transunion.com, Experian.com, and Equifax.com, and basically just freeze your credit. In a sense, all this does is because business. What creditors also do is they go and look at your business, then they see your name, and then they go look at your name to see if they run a credit report on your personal credit for something that you don't even need a personal guarantee on, right? So this is to protect your credit from getting unneeded inquiries, because if they are a business and they're saying that no personal guarantee, some that say there's no personal guarantee will still try to get a personal guarantee out of you. But you must be mindful and strong in the idea of saying no PG, no personal guarantee. I'm not putting my personal credit. I'm using only my EIN, only my business credit for these transactions that I'm doing. That is something I'm going to refer later on, but you're going to have to remember that, okay? Make your social media accounts. Some of you have this, some of you do not. This is important because, again, your brand matters. Your brand, being able to be found, matters, because wherever they go and look, you want to be there so that they can find you. Boom. Simple as that. Facebook, Twitter, create business pages. Now, you can add your business on Yelp. You can add it on with Google, Bing. You can do those things. Luminu.net is the exact same thing. It's just a local listing that shows that you are an actual business. I'm not even on Yelp. I'm also not on Google. However, I am building business credit, right? Because I am on Luminu. I do have a online presence. Okay. So now that we got these things out of the way, if you need to go back and revisit those, just scroll back, bloop, 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 and you'll see, I discuss each point. So you'll see that. Just scroll on back, and we're going to get into the nitty gritty, right? This is where the fun stuff happened. Now you're going to know. You already started off how to establish your business to obtain credit. Now we're going to talk about the things that you should think about applying to, optional things that you should apply to. I'm going to tell you what I have, and I can tell you what to get. Now, we talked about the 4 different types of business credit lines, right? This is the first tier, right? If your credit score, your personal credit score can't support your business. Now, let me go back to this credit thing before I go too far. If your credit is 700 up, if you have really good credit, by all means, use your credit to advance your business past these tiers. You don't even have to do these tiers because you have personal credit. That's all they want to know. But if you're trying to establish credit, you have bad credit, and you have a business, and you want to, and you're working on your credit, and you want to establish your business to build business credit faster than your personal credit, this is the way to go. All right. So these are all vendor accounts that you can apply for. There's a few service accounts here, or retail accounts. But for the most part, these are your your vendors, your vendor supply, your vendor list. Sorry, I'm over here throwing random words. All right, now I'm gonna tell you what I got. So there's Quill, that's office supplies. Granger, business supplies. Uline, business supplies. They actually are very easy to obtain, very easy to get on with, and they give you net 30, extend you a credit of net 30. All you gotta do is pay. They start reporting. All of these companies in this list reports. Make sure that I warn you, make sure that whatever you're going to choose, to make sure that you actually are going to use it. Because it's one thing to get a net 30, and it's another thing to get a net 30 and not use it. If you don't use it, nothing gets reported. Your utilization doesn't get reported. So you want to think about 15 to 30% of utilization. You use some and you pay it off before the actual billing date ends. We'll talk about more of that in another video. But right now, I'm saying that make sure you find something that you use. So I'm gonna tell you what I use. What can I use? Can I do this? Filling sign. All right. So I use Quill. I have Granger. This is what I started off with. I think I have this. I haven't even used it though. I probably should use it. But I have Your Llc. I have Pilot. And I have a Shell. Shell's not on here, but I have Shell. Now, if you need equipment and things of that nature, there's other companies that you can look for that do net 30. Just Google it. But these are the ones that I've seen have been very, very quick with supporting businesses. But these all report net 30. They all report to your credit. So be wary, be mindful that there's a chance that if you don't do all the steps at the top and you try to go straight to it, they will decline you. But don't worry, you can apply again. Right after you complete all the steps, just apply again. Being declined is not the same as having your personal credit declined. You don't have to wait a certain time to try again. This is business credit. You can literally, if they decline you, just apply again or call in. If you apply online, go and call in, and you'll probably get pushed through. If these things don't work, it's all about just making sure you're being diligent and going over and over and over until you get it. It's that simple. For me, it wasn't really that difficult. I haven't gotten declined for anything, but I only got what I've needed. So when you have these things and you use them, they start establishing your business credit, right? Once you have your DUNS number, and then after 30 to 60 days, you're going to get a Paydex score. You're going to get, all these different things, these delinquency numbers that companies look at when they're extending credit to you. All right. So let's keep moving. All right. So this is tier 1. Okay. This is tier 1. And these, I'm just showing you the ones that I've got. I showed you before. I have Quill, Granger. I have another one that's not on here. I have Shell. I have Business T-Shirt Club, Your Llc, Pilot, Axle, Fuel Card. Yeah, those things. And if they reject you, all they're gonna do is gonna keep on reaching out to you until you sign up, and then they're gonna be like, all right, just give us your EIN. If they're asking for a PG, a personal guarantee, do not do it unless your credit is up there. There's no need to go and put your life through it, put your emotional health through it. Just decline the fact that you're going to supply your personal credit, because if you remember up here, we froze our credit. We froze our personal credit. You can unfreeze it anytime you want to. This is not a fraudulent alert. A freeze is not a fraudulent alert. A freeze is simply just saying that no new credit can be put onto your account. No new account can be added onto your account. Basically, that's what it does. Now, once you get 5 to 10 tier 1 accounts, you actually can move on to applying for tier 2 accounts, right? And as you see, has a lot more cooler stuff, right? A lot more cooler stuff. Now, I do want to add that Verizon is one that's really good. That's good with business credit that you can go in with just an EIN and get business credit, right? To open up some lines. They're gonna give you, Verizon is very good with that. But let's talk about tier 2, Caterpillar 100 power equipment for those that need to rent equipment to use to make money. This is something for you. They actually give some net standards. Newegg, that's for people who are in the computer science or computer industry or tech industry. They have so much good stuff on Newegg. I love Newegg. I shop on Newegg often, right? Hertz, rent a car if you need to rent a car on credit, 30 days. You can do that with your business account. It's important that you understand that your business credit card needs to be associated with all of this. So at the end of the year, anything that's a tax write-off is a tax write-off, and you'll be able to do it. So Lowe's, for those that do landscaping, stuff like that, in-house material, instead of waiting to get paid from a person or waiting to get paid from a customer to actually do the job, you can actually already get the equipment, get everything that you need beforehand, get paid, pay off the net income, and still have your cash flow moving perfectly fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's the reason why this business credit is very, very important. Winn-Dixie Groceries, Sam's Club, JCPenney, Grubhub, Tiffany's and Company. These are very good stuff. I actually have this right now. I don't have Amazon yet. I just have these 3 so far, right? First things first, in order to have a Sam's Club store card, in order to get a business store card, you have to be a Sam's Club member first. Then you can get the actual card. I wish I can get that Tiffany's and Company, because you know what I'm saying? Diamonds are forever. All right, I'm gonna stop. But Uber for business, Grubhub, JCPenney, Floor and Decor, they're really good for people that that need decor and floor. They're really good about giving business credit. $15,000 worth of credit. Like, I've seen $15,000, $25,000 Dell business credit for those that need to buy, equipment for their home. Equipment for their business, like computer stuff or whatever it is. Now, let's be clear. This is not for you to take advantage of. This is not a plug that I'm giving you. What I'm giving you is tools that you can use to actually scale your business. If you use these correctly, that little money that they're giving you for as credit will be absolutely nothing to how much money that you can actually make. Just stick with me. Stick with me. This is not about hitting a lick. This is not about a plug. I know a bunch of you are going to be like, yo, they ain't give me no credit. You do not treat it like you treat personal credit. You do not treat it like you treat personal credit. It is easy to mess up. Easy to mess up and very hard to fix. All right, so say for instance, you got like about 5 to 10 of these tier 2 accounts. You have 5 to 10 of these accounts. Now you're really working with something. You got some credit, right? You're probably like 6 months to 8 months in, and you're a credit. Now you can apply for some credit cards. Some Capital One. Capital on Tap is not Capital One, but Capital on Tap is a good one. Clear Card is a good one. Get Divvy. These are all business credit cards that are different than giving you extended credit as money, right? The way that they work is they basically pay for it first, and then you pay them back. You don't have a certain amount of money that's just given to you that you can withdraw. It's essentially, you can make purchases with these credit cards, and except for the Brex card and the Sam's Club MasterCard, some of these cards basically just pay for the things that you need to pay for. Whether it be you have any of these bills that you need to pay from these other creditors, you can use your credit card to pay them off and pay your credit card back, right? And it gives it to you on very, very low, very, very low interest. And this is how you build your business credit over time, right? And the idea of building business credit is not just to have credit cards or just to have credit or just to be like willy-nilly about credit. We're trying to be responsible with our credit. This is more about using credit to make more income, to bring in more revenue. Every decision that you make have to be in line with bringing in more revenue, not to supply your home, but to build more revenue so that when you get all these things lined up, when you get all these things lined up, this next page will be specifically for you. All right? Specifically for you. Now, just before I even go any further, I do want to say a few things I want to reiterate. Personal guarantee does not mean that you are not responsible for it. Personal guarantee means you will be responsible for the debt if your business defaults on credit given. If you do not sign up on personal guarantee, your business is the only thing liable for that. You are responsible to pay, but you're not liable if something goes wrong and you don't pay. Your credit will mess up and nobody will extend you credit anymore, but it's business, and we could talk about the different options after that. Not right now though. If your personal credit is good, you can bypass tier 1, go straight to tier 3, and get a few cash credit cards. Cash credit cards like Sam Clubs, Brex, and then circle back to tier 1 and solidify your business credit information, right? And you'll see this in the thing here. Now, if your personal credit is strong, and is a 750 plus, let's look at some options for you guys. If your credit is already a 750 plus, go ahead and reach on over to these guys and try to get you some credit. You know, make a bank relationship with the bank and go and request money. Okay? You don't need to go through all this. Just make sure you go back to kind of establish your foundation. But other than that, you don't need all of the stuff that we're talking about at the front. You could just go to tier 1 and redo it. Now, this is a warning. Stay away from Capital One and Discover Business credit cards. They report utilization on your personal credit. So everything that we're talking about does not align with Capital One and Discovery Business, because they will report it on your personal credit, not your business credit. And we want to do what? Report everything on our business credit. That's what we want. Everything on our business credit. We don't want to deal with our personal credit and our business. We are separating the two. Okay? When you start making money and revenue, now we can talk about this page. Banks and lenders requirements of 2022. Okay? This list shows what bureau they pull from and what scores need to obtain approval from some of the lenders. The below list are goals to reach for once all negative, obsolete, unverifiable discrepancy items are removed from your personal credit. You still got to do these things, right? Because these people are going to ask. They're going to want to know more about your personal credit than your business credit. Now, your business credit is going to be supplemental, but they're going to ask you for some form of guarantee. Okay? I'm not going to go through each and every one of these, but as you can see, I have the list of the names of the business, the actual bureau that it pulls from, and when I can find requirements, I put requirements 720 plus, bringing in $3,500 at least a month. You have to have a $50,000 lease for BMW, et cetera, et cetera. You see all these finance, Capital One, blah, blah, blah. All these different places that could supply 2 big pages worth of information that you can utilize to build your credit, once you take off, and literally just like skyrocket with this stuff, guys. This is no joke. This is proven information that I do myself. Proven information. This information that I've given you is researched and proven, because I personally have seen the growth. I've personally used it, and I know people that personally have done these steps. All right. I just thought that I'd give it to you guys. And this is for free. As you can see, this is 4 pages. And just a big list. Now, with that being said, as you can see, this guide is very extensive. It is absolutely free to you guys. There's no catch. I'm sending it. If you see this video before you receive this documents, reach out to me at lyric@mbobnetwork.com. I will send you the document that supplements this video. All right. Now, with that being said, if you have not tapped in with MBOB Network, I want you guys to understand where we are going and what it is that we're doing. So this guide is one of many guides. I actually have another guide called How to Build a Business Avatar. That's a marketing tool that I'm building, and I'm teaching a marketing course that I'm going to give to that you guys are going to be able to attend. I'm going to have this guide that teaches you how to build an avatar, and then I'm going to throw all these classes at you, these marketing classes, these little quick videos that you can watch that can help you utilize that tool and maximize marketing plans, or maximize your revenue plans for the year, or your profit plans for the year, by understanding how to market better. As a black business, as a minority owned business, we're trying to move the needle forward. So stay tuned. If you want to tap in, remember to tap in at info@mbobnetwork.com or lyric@mbobnetwork.com. You can reach out to me straight up, or you can go to instagram.com at told by lyric, nbob_network. You can go to the Facebook page. I just want you guys to know as well that luminu.net will launch at the end of February. And this luminu.net is a platform that will give you guys the opportunity to build your brand, capture leads, set appointments, take payments, basically everything you need to do in your business in one place. You have a listing that is yours. They can see where you are. They can see your pictures, your menus. They can see videos that you put that you want to engage with them, your reviews. They can business patrons can rate you and give you reviews on how they the experience that they have in your business and help you stand out. You'll also be able to rank on Google through my site. Straight from your profile, you'll be able to put your own Google Analytics information in there, and you will be able to collect data from your listing into your Google Analytics without a middleman. And what's great about Luminu.net is that I'm like in the back end, we're working on the ranking, SEO stuff. We're offering opportunities for businesses to be put in all these different places for ad placements, whether it be on TV, whether it be on streaming, whether it be on my classes, whether it be on the luminu.net. There's so many opportunities to build your brand. So stay with us. Stay with me. I'm giving y'all the tools that you need to build your business and take it to the next level, as well as giving you the opportunity to practice those things that I'm teaching in a way that is conducive for your business. So stay tuned. Luminu.net will launch at the end of February. You will see that launch if you are part of the Columbus Black Owned Business page. If you're not a part of it, join the Columbus Black Owned Business group, or you can find me everywhere, basically. Just National Black Owned Business Network. You can go to my page on Facebook and you can find everything you need to know about everything that I'm talking about here. So love, peace, and chicken grease, y'all. I want y'all to stay blessed. And if y'all need any more assistance, reach out to me at lyric@mbobnetwork.com or text me at 614-541-3934. Thank you.